Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. I'm excited that you're here, and I'm also excited to introduce to you this wonderful lady, Linda Kozar. Linda is an award winning, multi published author of traditional and indie published fiction and nonfiction books. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing, Linda. Thank you
Thank you.
for joining me today. I
Oh, I'm
appreciate.
blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Now, Linda, if you will share with us, what has God given you to do in this season, and how is faith helping you to do it?
My goodness. Well, when I first started out, I was writing fiction. I was writing cozy mysteries and
Oh, I love
historical
mysteries.
romance. Oh, yeah, they're fun. Historical romance, contemporary romance, all in the Christian genre. And I really enjoyed that because who doesn't enjoy just sitting and making stuff up all day? but But at the same time, I was teaching a women's Bible study, and it's been 31 years now. And
Oh,
we would only teach from the Bible every
mhm.
week. And over the years, some of those lessons, I started converting them into devotions. And they were, and it was more like distilling, a long lesson into a short devotion. And so they had weight and they were good. And so then God started calling me from my frosted side to my shredded wheat side, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes,
Like,
yes.
and my shredded wheat side is writing devotionals. And I heard
Wow.
from an old editor who said that a friend of hers was a publisher was looking for someone to write devotions, and I pretty much had them all done. And two more books
Wow.
came later, and then my latest book is with Broad Street Publishing, called "Give Me Some Sugar,"
Give
and I'm
me some
still writing.
sugar. All
Yes,
right.
there it
Let's
is.
look at the cover. I love the cover.
Yes, and I'm still writing devotionals. That's what God has me doing now, and I really think it's because what's needed in our world right now, everything seems to be upside down, and in an upheaval in so many ways, and
Yeah.
people need encouragement and inspiration.
Don't we
And
all?
I always like a devotion to be read right alongside the Bible, because hopefully I've sparked your interest. And when you read a devotion, you'll say, I never saw that in the Bible before. Let me go look that up. Uh, and, and, spend some time with the Lord, because we all need that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us a little bit more about "Give Me Some Sugar." Are the devotions for mainly for women, um,
Oh,
men and
they're
women?
they're for men
Anybody?
and women. They're clean, funny humor, but also I cover deep subjects as well. And there's a little takeaway at the end, just something to think about, pray about, or share with other people. And then there's usually a funny little quote or an inspiring quote. So it's just a
That's
little bite.
wonderful.
It's a little bite to
Yes.
start your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess they are calendar wise, or are they just
They're 90 days, a 90-day devotional, and they're,
okay?
like I said, they're for women and men. I mean, they're easy to read, and they'll help you start your day out in a
Wow.
really good way. And the whole concept of "Give Me Some Sugar" came about because, sitting at your grandma's kitchen table, and there was always a vintage sugar bowl, and she
Yep.
was always putting sugar in your drink or your food, your Kool-Aid or whatever you're drinking,
Absolutely.
and but also wanting you to give her some sugar. That meant you were going to get a big
I
old
was
kiss.
gonna say that's yes,
Yes,
definitely.
and
Yes. She
and and
always
the
wanted sugar.
and the double meaning, though, is that God wants us to give him some sugar, and he wants to give us
Yeah,
sugar too. He wants to
absolutely.
show his affection to us, and us to give him affection as well.
Ooh.
That, yeah.
Well, are you writing a new book now, or, um,
Yes. Well, I just completed another book, Sweet Tea and Thee, which is coming out in April, early April next year. And
Oh,
so that's in the can, as they say. That's done.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've written some, you call them novellas.
Well, there's short, cozy mysteries I've written, short stories, and then I've
Yeah,
written other
okay.
books,
Those are your
cozy
mysteries.
mysteries and romance, historical and contemporary. And those are a lot of fun. And I have one now. My agent has a new one I wrote that's a historical romance.
Now, how do these stories come to you, Linda? Um, through personal experiences, maybe, or knowing
Well,
people?
some come that way, and some, like the historical romance, came from learning a little something about Texas history locally, and so I got the idea for that. But cozy mysteries, I don't solve mysteries at all, but I grew up reading Nancy Drew
Oh,
and all that, and
yes.
I always loved mysteries. So it's fun coming up with the whole concept and making it happen and making it funny too, because mine are always funny.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Always that humor. It always
yeah.
adds so much to a story.
And there's no gore or anything like that. It's all pretty much just a drawing room kind of mystery. You solve the mystery through
Right,
sleuthing, and it's
right,
fun.
right. Oh my goodness. Well, you certainly have a talent for writing. And how long does it usually take you to write a book?
Well, my first book took me about 6 weeks to write, but most take me longer. I'm not a fast writer
Hmm.
because I think too much about, or maybe I don't think too much about it. I like to think and chew on my words a little finer, and and it just takes me a little longer. So maybe
Yeah.
6 months, is a good amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. That's awesome. Now, I know you have a beautiful website, and I'm going to put up some information in case there
Thank
is
you.
someone, yes, if you would like to connect with Linda,
Yes.
I encourage you to go to her website. She's also on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok,
Yes.
Pinterest, and you have a podcast too, right?
I
Uh,
do. I haven't had time to do more podcasts lately, so but it's still all the recordings are there.
Oh my goodness. That is wonderful. Well, her podcast is Along Came a Writer .podbean.com. And I love that. Along Came a Writer.
It's I just interview writers mostly.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I see. So that's how you're, yes, okay. All right. Well, I look forward to listening to your podcast. I think that's great.
Thank you.
Ah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Linda, thank you so much for joining me in this time
Thank
today
you.
and for all that you are doing, writing for the Lord. And so just pray that God
Mhm.
will continue to use that gift for His
Thank you.
glory.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun just chatting with you, and
Yes,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Yes. And maybe we'll do it again sometime. That would be
I'd love
great.
to. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you all for watching. I do want to give a shout out for Abundant TV Network, just a great family network for you. Have faith and look up, friends, where our help comes from. Bye. God bless.